One thing that I really can't stand, guys, is white liberals trying to speak for black people. Now, they came up with this term called BIPOC, which I really don't like. It actually means Black Indigenous People of Color. I don't like being called a person of color because they use that, man, to alienate white people. Because in reality, guys, we're all people of color. White is a color, black is a color. I mean, that's just the way it is, man. We're human beings. But the left, like they've always done, man, the Democratic Party, they want to separate everyone by race. We saw during 2020 where the white liberal up there in the Chaz Chop Zone were the leaders. They were actually telling black people in the Chaz and Chop Zone not to speak to the media. Don't talk to them. Yes, the racist white liberal was doing that, guys. It was on video. On video. Well, guys, white liberals are at it again, man. They're at it again with their virtue signaling. Apparently, 164,000 people that are white were on a Zoom call, namely white women with Kamala Harris, or actually vouching for Kamala Harris. I mean, is that even possible, guys? I mean, wouldn't Zoom just break? 164,000 people? Apparently, that's the case. Apparently, that's the case, guys. I am so sick of this fake. What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm really looking for? The left has really embraced Kamala Harris, but just a few weeks ago, they were saying she was terrible. She wasn't a good candidate. But all of a sudden now, she's a great candidate. And we know that the media is doing all they can to tell you that she's a moderate when in reality she's a communist based on everything she said. It's out there on the internet, guys. It is out there on the internet. They are trying to make Kamala something she's not. And she's gotten this little bit of a boost since Biden dropped out. But guess what? A dead man would have got a little bit of a boost because Biden was just that bad. And really, guys, for the most part, Kamala was actually more unpopular than Joe Biden. But the thing is, Kamala can still function. She's not very smart, though. She's not. And based on what we actually seen, you know, especially with the black community really isn't going to Kamala Harris. Trump, according to the polls, is still getting something like close to 20% of the black vote. That is devastating for Kamala Harris, guys. But anyway, let's get into this. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Member live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you watch on Rumble, click the join button to get access to the same thing. And everyone can also support us by becoming a member on blackandwhitenetwork.com or supporting us on Locals, both for just $5 per month. Here we go, guys. Post Millennial here. Over 160,000 white women for Kamala Harris joined Zoom call to learn how to shut up and listen to BIPOC to be good servants of Kamala's presidential campaign. So this is Karens for Harris. Almost kind of rhymes, right? Karens for Harris. Wow. We got clips here, guys. I haven't heard all these clips here. I've heard some of them, and boy, it is just crazy. Just crazy. We got a clip here. Let's look at this first one right here. Let's play it.
As white women, we need to use our privilege to make positive changes. If you find yourself talking
Now, also, by the way, before we get too far, what privilege does this white lady have over me? See, folks, I don't believe in white privilege. I don't. I really don't. I want to know what privilege she has over me because I just don't believe in it, man.
over or speaking for BIPOC individuals, or God forbid, correcting them, just take a beat. And instead, we can put our listening ears on. So do learn from and amplify the voices of those who have been historically marginalized and use the privilege you have in order to push for systemic change. As white people, we have a lot to learn and unlearn. So do check your blind spots. You are responsible for your algorithm, believe it or not. Intentionally seek out and share content from BIPOC creators, activists, thought leaders. They should be the leaders of conversations about race and justice and equity.
Okay. All right. Since she actually brought that up, would they actually allow me to be front and center? I highly doubt it because my politics don't align with them. They're looking for a narrative, guys.
So just whatever you do, don't stay silent on issues of injustice. Big changes can start with just one person who's brave enough to speak up. But do know when to walk away from an argument for your own sake. There are some strangers you'll meet online who are persuadable, but some are not. I know when you see some headlines or someone makes a wild claim, it can be really shocking. But do give yourself permission to pause, take a breath, and do a Google search and ask questions and be critical of the sources. I was a kindergarten teacher, and sometimes we would read stories. And I know I have some of my former students here and their families. Hi. We would learn about a historical event, and I would ask my students, who is missing from this story? This is not a concept or question that I invented, but it's something that I was taught as a way to decenter the Eurocentric and white voices that are often at the forefront of our history books and our media. And so, in a time when misinformation is running wild and AI is on the rise, seek evidence and be a critical consumer of media and information before just sharing it out.
Okay. I'm not going to play the whole thing. You guys can go and check the rest of it out. I guess her name is Ariel Fodor. Yeah. We got some more here also as well. Let's see here. Let's play this one here. This is Glennon Doyle.
If we decide to show up, we don't have to wonder or worry that we might fuck up and get in trouble. We will fuck up and we will get in trouble over and over. That's how this goes. Mistakes will be made and feelings will be hurt. And I will say out loud that I feel afraid about that because we white women do not yet know how not to turn on each other. I don't know how yet either. But this time I'm going to learn. Because listen to me, this moment could be historic in a different way too. We as a group of white women could do this moment and this 102 days differently. We could put ourselves out there and we could make mistakes and get scared and disagree and hurt each other's feelings and still stay connected to each other. We could let people be angry with us and disapprove of us and mock us even and not take our ball and go home. We could decide to care more about our children's futures than our own comfort. We could not just post trust Black women. We could also start doing it. We could recognize that Black women know how to do this and we do not.
You know what? Honestly, I'm a Black man. When it comes to politics, for the most part, I'm not trusting Black women. They vote for the left 96% of the time. They overwhelmingly supported Joe Biden. They're probably the last people I'm going to listen to. I mean, but obviously, you know, these white women, they're all leftists right there, too. I'm not listening to them either. We actually got a man here, too. Let's see here. I think that, is this a man right here? Not really sure. It's kind of hard because, let's see here.
And I watched a clip of Trump.
No, this is a female here. Oh, that's Pink. That is Pink right there, the singer.
And I watched a clip of Trump's speech tonight. I think it was tonight. Where he was saying, you know what? I'm not going to be nice anymore. So is it okay with you all if I'm not nice anymore? And I thought, wait, were we nice before? Was he nice? And then everyone cheered. And I thought, oh my God, I have a 7-year-old boy and a 13-year-old girl. And I don't know what to tell them anymore about who we're supposed to be. And if this is what we're trying, if this is what we're allowing, this base, horrific, horrible nature that is within all of us to be glorified and celebrated and elected, I don't know what to do anymore. I will lose. I'm not a person that loses hope, but I'm feeling like I'm losing a little bit of hope if this is what we're doing.
Wow. I mean, if Kamala Harris ends up winning, I'm definitely going to lose all hope. First of all, she didn't get a single vote. Not a single one. Let's look at this. This is actually a senator right here.
It's that kind of dedication and energy that we have to bring to this election. It's what we have to bring to the grassroots. And when we are united, our party can accomplish anything. I think because Kamala is now at the top of the ticket, we can flip the House of Representatives. We can hold the U.S. Senate, and we can win the White House. And I'm really excited about the energy she's already brought to the campaign all across the country. This call is a perfect example. Thousands of women are on this call from all across the country.
Yeah, like I said, man, all of this hype right now for Kamala Harris is manufactured. We know that Barack Obama didn't want her. Why did it take him, 5 days to come out and say, hey, I'm going to endorse you? Joe Biden gave a big FU to the Democrats when they forced him out. He pretty much said, you know what? You guys don't want me, even though I want to stay in. You're going to throw away my 14 million votes from the primaries. I'm going to endorse the worst possible candidate, Kamala. I believe that Joe Biden, man, even though he lost his marbles in 2020, he knew that Kamala was terrible, man. I mean, her approval rating had been sitting in 38%, 37%, a little lower than him. That's how bad she is, guys. Now, this honeymoon phase, it's going to go away, man. And even the polls are saying, man, she ain't really doing much better than Biden. And like I said, we're in the honeymoon phase, guys. This is the best I believe she's going to poll. Because one thing that we're actually seeing, man, the left isn't talking about any policies whatsoever with Kamala. Why? Because they're all communist and socialist policies, man. She hadn't had any wins. She's been a massive failure. A big time failure, guys. But there you have, man. Karens for Harris. What do you guys think of that? This is ridiculous, man. That was cringy. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.